Hello and welcome back to Cornerstone Commentaries. Today our guest is Lindsey Wakely. In a previous video, Lindsey discussed public funding and campaign activity laws, and today in this section she'll apply those laws to a specific case study here in North Carolina, AB Tech in Buncombe County.
Now, going back to what we talked about in the previous section about the use of public funds for campaign activities as opposed to for informational activities, we do have a good recent case study here in North Carolina. In 2011, the Buncombe County Board of Commissioners authorized a quarter-cent sales tax increase to appear on the 2011 ballot as a referendum issue. Now, the Board of Commissioners expressed their intent to dedicate that additional quarter-cent sales tax increase to the AB Tech Community College to support various infrastructure developments taking place there. An independent political action committee called the Join Our Buncombe Solutions Pact was created to advertise in favor of this referendum. The PAC financially supported all the major advertising and campaign initiatives taking place in Buncombe County in support of this referendum and the sales tax increase. Over the course of the next several months, while the campaign was being waged, the Board of Commissioners were silent on the issue. No statements were made in favor of the referendum or opposed to the referendum. No activities took place. There was no funding of the campaign or anything along those lines. However, AB Tech, who would be seeing the benefit of the increase, did get somewhat involved. The president of AB Tech Community College and several high-ranking officials appeared at many of the jobs-packed events and made public statements in favor of the referendum and how the referendum would support the college and be a good thing for the greater Buncombe community. However, there's nothing to suggest that the statements made or the activities engaged in by AB Tech Community College officials were inappropriate and were inappropriate uses of public funds for campaign activities. Two major issues that arose. The Jobs PAC received a $10,000 contribution from the AB Tech Student Government Association. Now, the Student Government Association is funded by mandatory student fees. Now, it's unclear if these fees would constitute public funds in and of themselves, since they're coming from the tuition of the students as opposed to coming from the General Assembly or another source of the college's revenue. However, that $10,000 donation was promptly returned by the Jobs PAC after it was received out of sort of a concern for what the public appearance of that contribution would be. AB Tech also allowed the Jobs PAC to hold several events on the college campus and allowed them to use some office space, possibly for a phone bank or whatnot. Again, there's no indication that opening up the facility for use by the campaign in and of itself is a problem. There's no indication that public funds were expended to do so. Furthermore, there's no indication that the opposition groups to the referendum would not be similarly allowed to use the public facilities, so there doesn't appear to be any inappropriate activity there either. As I mentioned, in 2010, the General Assembly had passed a law that specifically said that county, city, and local school boards could not get involved in any public funding of referendum campaigns. Again, that applied only to those entities, so the North Carolina Community Colleges and AB Tech in particular are not covered by that law. So we're talking about any application of concern coming solely from that Dollar versus Town of Cary case and the common law interpretations of what is appropriate or inappropriate. So as far as we can tell right now, there hasn't been any inappropriate activity in Buncombe County. Remains to be seen if we'll have any trouble in the future. So thank you.